What's going on, everybody? How's it going, everyone? What's happening? This is Gene with I Speak to Lead, and welcome to our little workshop. Great to see you. Great to hear you. Well, actually, it's not great to hear you because I can't hear you, but I can see you sort of, and I can see your comments and I can read them. So um, make sure you tell me where you're from in the comments. Yuri,
Hello,
hello.
everyone. So, as I promised, guys, last time I'm bringing Gene today, so to share some of the insights, on how to win big with iSpeed to Lead. And you probably cannot see it by my face, but we actually very excited about sharing what we're about to share. Some of you might know that we have a new customer success manager. His name is David, and David was collecting some of the best feedback from people, how their journey was in 2023 with iSpeed to Lead, and we got like some of the greatest feedback I've ever heard, like getting contracts from like buying like 14 leads, like 2 contracts from 14 leads, and all this type of things. So we're excited to share with you today, how to win big, how to select leads, what kind of modes we have. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter how much money you have, anyone can take advantage of iSpeed to Lead. That was the initial idea of why we did it. So we wanted to give the opportunity to as many people as possible to be exposed to PPC and digital world. So we think we are one of the most successful companies in terms of giving like as much opportunities as possible. And we are very excited, to cover a little bit more of that. And if you visited and feel free to hit plus if you attended my previous workshop that we had just recently. But I have no doubt that today we are bringing Gene, so he knows way more than myself, and he talks to way more people than myself in terms of the closers, like real closers that do different smart exit strategies. So, and that's why I'm excited to get Gene there. How's it going, man?
Super. Thank you very much, Yuri. Doing well. Everybody, welcome. Thank you very much. We're as folks are popping in, coming in. Usually, folks are 7 minutes late to these things on average, but we're gonna go ahead and get started, and we'll just if they ask us very nicely, those who are late, we're gonna send them the recording. So today, what we're gonna go over is we're going to go over how to get to your 100K the fastest using iSpeed to Lead. I'm going to share with you all of the insider tricks and hacks on how to do it. Okay. I'm going to tell you certain things that you, if you're new to Speed to Lead, or even if you've been on iSpeed to Lead, that you may not know. Okay. We've got a program that nobody has heard of yet before that we're launching next week, and that you are going to be the first chance to participate in. It's something that we have not done, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of people and delight a lot of people, which is what we always shoot for. Okay, but number one, if you don't know who I am, my name is Gene Blinkov. I am the co-founder and CEO of iSpeedToLead.com. Before Speed to Lead, I've been doing lead gen for wholesaling for probably like 6-7 years. Okay, I started doing lead gen when I had a job. I had a 9-to-5 job at IBM, and I didn't always have an IBM job, right? I'm an immigrant. I'm a first-generation immigrant. We immigrated from Kyrgyzstan. English is my second language, you could say, and I did all kinds of stuff. Like, I moved here when I was 15, dishwasher, like warehouse selector in a warehouse, picking boxes for money, fixing computers, doing everything that was green. I was doing it. All right, and but I ended up doing a bunch of software stuff for a lot of years, and then once I got sick of software, I was like, dude, you know what? We got to do some kind of other. I got to do something else. All right. So I had a business that was a real estate video business, and so I had to like do my 9 to 5, right? Because I had a pretty involved job with like people under me and all that stuff. And so I couldn't cold call, I couldn't do anything, right? And I know a lot of our members, a lot of our customers are in that situation where you got another job, you got another gig, and you're trying to get, trying to get your first check, trying to get your first 100 grand, trying to get your first 20 grand so you can quit your job and have a little bit of reserve, right? And so I was like, all right, I got to figure out this online marketing, because cold calling at 6 a.m., nobody's picking up, everybody's pissed off. After that, I got to go to work. In the evening, the same thing, right? So I started learning digital marketing, all right? And so started promoting my business like that. First, I learned SEO, then I learned Facebook ads, then I learned Google ads. And I was kind of fortunate to jump in a mastermind because I didn't know anything about wholesaling at the time. I was doing real estate video. And so jumped into Chris Rude's mastermind and understood that, all right, so inside of this mastermind is like all these people that are doing bandit signs, doing cold calling, doing all this crazy stuff. This was 7 years ago too, right? So like PPC was kind of not as known before. And today I'll show you what could be even better than PPC. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And so I started helping all the people in the Chris Rude's mastermind and like, all right, let's set up your ads, let's do this. And started learning and testing a bunch of strategies, and then came out with a course because like I just couldn't manage so many people anymore. And so boom, started that course, then hired more people. We had an agency for many years, not many years, but for a few years, we kind of just did the agency model where we would manage your ads for you. Okay. But once that got to like 50 customers, okay, it was decent revenue, and like I was pretty happy with the result there. But 50 customers, like, all right, if I want 200 or 500 customers, I couldn't do this agency model because I hate managing a ton of people. Okay, I'm just like, especially at that point, I wasn't used to managing so many people. So I'm like, all right, what do we got to do? All right. So what we decided to do is we decided to make PPC accessible for everybody, even if you don't do PPC. Okay, and that's how Speed to Lead was born. And as we started doing it, we understood that Speed to Lead for a lot of people is actually, probably for most people, unless you're very, very marketing inclined, is actually even better than running your own PPC. Okay, so a lot of people believe in this myth. Okay, and I want to touch on this a little bit. A lot of people believe that you have to know how to do PPC. You have to know digital marketing. You have to know and be really good at it to even start PPC, to even get any kind of benefit from PPC, right? And when I say PPC is pay per click, that means Google ads, that means YouTube ads, that means Facebook ads, that means Google discovery ads, that means any kind of other programmatic advertising that could be off of Google, right? Other platforms, okay? Like some people are doing TikTok ads now. We tested it; it's kind of trash. Twitter ads, also tested it, also kind of trash. But there's a lot of ways to do PPC, right? But the myth is that you have to know PPC to be benefiting from PPC leads, okay? And so the fact that our platform exists, right? And this platform is one of the first, and probably maybe even the first one that actually focuses on actual PPC leads that you can go and get without having to actually run any campaigns, okay? So this platform, speedtolead.com, essentially solves the whole problem of having to know how to do PPC to get PPC leads, okay? Because on here, we've got hundreds and hundreds every single week of PPC leads in all of the regions where our customers are, and our customers don't even have to run PPC campaigns. They can pick up Google ads leads, YouTube ads leads, Facebook ads leads right from here. Okay, so you don't have to know PPC to actually be getting PPC leads. Okay. Now the other thing is that people believe, right, is that PPC is like the problem with it for a lot of people that have started it or that ran their own campaigns is the fact that you kind of have to accept the fact, or you used to have to accept the fact that with PPC, you're getting the lead in sort of a black box, okay? So if you're running a Google Ads campaign, let's say you're running it in Texas, okay? And let's say you're a middle level marketer, right? Not even beginner, right? I'm not even talking about beginner. Let's say you're a middle level marketer. You know a little bit about Google Ads. Maybe you paid for a course, like you went to a Nick Berry course or something, right? And you set up your own Google Ads and you're doing PPC, you're running it. Let's say you're in Dallas, you're probably going to end up paying about $400 per lead if you're in that Dallas Fort Worth region, right? 400, 500 bucks per lead. If you're mid-level marketer, probably mid-tier to better level marketer, right? And so, but you're paying the money for the leads, okay? And you don't really know what you're going to get because you have to pay for the clicks up front, and only then the leads are going to come, all right? So the problem is that you don't really know what you're getting. You don't know if that seller is going to be somebody that filled out the form and they have a freaking mansion with 7 bedrooms, okay, and 4 bathrooms, and it's just not a good case for wholesaling, okay? Maybe a case for novation, right? But which, by the way, if you stay till the end of this call, we're going to share with you everything that we have about novations. We've got the pitch. Got how to pitch it. We're going to give you a little presentation that you can share with the seller and walk them through it. Okay. We're going to give you the novation contracts. Okay. We're going to hook you up as far as the novations go because that's a very, very lucrative strategy right now. But the thing is, with PPC, you're getting the lead in a black box. You don't really know what's going to be in it. Okay. And the thing is that you don't no longer have to do that because with speed to lead, you're getting every single detail about the lead before you pick up that lead, okay? And this is both for our marketplace leads, right? That you can see right here, the open marketplace leads. Because here, you're not getting the lead in a black box. You don't have to buy that lead if you don't like it. If there's something here that you don't like about a lead, let's say you don't like the fact that this thing's got, it does need a little bit of, it's not in perfect condition. It does need paint inside, which probably means there's some more stuff that needs to be done. The year of construction is, it's not a brand new home, okay? So it's got a little bit of age to it, not much, but it's not brand new, okay? And with PPC, when you're running your own campaigns, you basically have to get like whatever they give you, okay? Whatever Google gives you, whatever Facebook gives you, that's what you're getting, and you're stuck with it, okay? And you can't really choose ahead of time, especially because on Google and on Facebook and on YouTube and on all these platforms, if you're a real estate advertiser, okay, a couple of years ago, they passed a law that is basically to fight discrimination, right? And I'm not like a politician or whatever interested in any of that stuff, but the fact was that we could no longer target any kind of demographic targeting with our PPC campaigns. And yes, you can do what's called, you can fight and appeal those decisions. You can essentially keep appealing for your account to like not be considered what's called a real estate advertising account, but they're still going to catch you. They're still going to revert your account back. You may get your account even banned certain times, and then end up without an account at all. And getting an account banned on Google Ads and Facebook Ads, if that's ever happened to you, you have to pay very expensive agencies to recover it. Google's very good at knowing your debit card, your credit card, the name that's on there, your business, right? You're gonna basically have to like employ your wife, and hopefully she still has her maiden last name, for Google not to notice that it's you again trying to get an account. They don't care about another customer that they lose. They'd rather be safe, a safe advertising platform. If they smell anything fishy or you're trying to scam the system or circumvent the system, they're going to ban the account. That happens to quite a lot of people, and it's a pain. Okay, so that's so all of those difficulties with Google and all that stuff, and you don't really see what lead you're getting. With speed to lead, no longer that has to be the case, right? And I'm even talking about other platforms that exist out there, because like we're not the only ones that are selling leads, but all of these platforms, whether it's need to sell my house or whatever else, you're still getting it in a black box, and you don't really know what's going to happen, what lead is going to come through. Now here, both on our marketplace, on the open marketplace leads, which are app.ispeedtolead.com, Or if you sign up for the fixed price mode program, where in that you can actually get and probably about 60% of our revenue, 60% of our customers are on fixed price mode. So most, say like 2/3 of people, or 3/5 of people actually get leads via this program. Here you can actually preset the parameters of leads that you want. And so if you want the type of property to be like, I only want 2 stories, or I only want 2 single families, or you don't want anything with freaking structural damage. You don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with fire damage, or you don't want to deal with roofs and stuff like that. You don't know how to comp them, or you've had a bad experience before that, whatever. If you don't want to own, you don't want the properties that only been owned under 10 years. You don't know anything about sub 2. You don't know how to offer those terms and all that stuff. You only know how to wholesale or how to novate and all that stuff. You don't want this. Actually, well, with novations, actually, you probably wouldn't care about how long they owned it, actually. And so every single filter, if you only want the ones that are behind the mortgage in fixed price mode, which is basically the automatic lead buyer, right? If you don't have a lot of time to go and browse leads every day, or if you don't have time to react to our notifications, or if you disabled our notifications, right? Because they come in so frequently, and you want to but you still want leads from us, and you still want to design your lead before it comes to you. You don't just want to take what Google gives you or what Facebook gives you. You want to pre-design the parameters that you care about, parameters that you think that you work well with, okay? And only then you're going to purchase. You're going to purchase a specific lead, okay? So no longer is the case where a PPC lead has to be a black box. So basically, Speedly takes that risk upon themselves to buy the leads up front, okay? And then as soon as they come in, qualify them within minutes, and then post them up in the marketplace or send them to our fixed price mode customers. And then you already have all of the stuff that they've told you here. Now, let's say that sellers can lie, right? Let's say the seller lied that the house is vacant, okay, and it's actually not vacant, okay. You can actually take that up with our support team by clicking this little magic chat button right here, and you can either file for a refund, or you can talk to a support agent and open a support ticket towards any lead that you bought that you have a problem with, okay. A lot of times what happens is you'll have somebody that already signed a contract, right? And so that gets me to my next point. And the next point is the fact that with PPC, when you're running it yourself, okay, when you're running yourself, the thing is that you're never going to be able to get any kind of refund from Google or from Facebook if they've wasted a bunch of your ad spend because of some keyword or some campaign that didn't work out, and your cost per lead just bedoozled out of to freaking sky high, right? Or if a lead has, let's say the lead is listed on the MLS already, okay? So until Speed to Lead, you could not get a refund for PPC leads because Google ain't offering refunds, okay? And if you dispute, if you do a credit card dispute on a Google lead, you'll never be able to advertise on Google until you cover that dispute amount, okay? So I've actually read their dispute policy, and it's like, and we actually adopted the same thing. So if somebody disputes, okay, we're just gonna debit your account for that amount, all right, or credit your account debit your account for that amount, and then if you want to advertise back on Google or you want to be back on Speedly, you just have to cover that amount first, because there's a refund process on iSpeedly, and disputes are not cool. But with Google, there is no refund process. Okay, so the thing is that with Speed to Lead, I think pretty revolutionary thing is the fact that you can now actually, if the lead is a bullshitter, okay, and even if they got past our qualification VAs, which are real people that are sitting there and qualifying every single lead that comes in, even if they got past our qualification VAs and they bullshitted the system, they circumvented it for whatever reason, right? Maybe they just wanted to hear an offer, maybe they just wanted to feel good about a house that they maybe just bought, okay? Like, I do this sometimes, right? I'll buy a watch or some shit, and Then I'll go on freaking Facebook Marketplace. Like, did I make a good decision? Like, how much that thing actually is, right? Or like you get a car, and then you're like, shit, is this thing depreciating now or what? Like, did I make a good decision? Like that happens, okay? And with our game, some sellers do that, and they'll get past the VAs. But the thing is that all it takes is uh, you click the chat button here, or you click the support button in the menu. You file a ticket for a request for a refund, and our team will actually call, and they'll verify all that stuff themselves. They'll call that lead. They'll make sure that, because we do have, there are like 2% of bad actors that, I wouldn't say bad actors. I would say just like lazy folks that will dial once, not even triple dial a lead, and then like, hey, you know what? I want a refund. I'm scared. I just spent $200 on a lead. It didn't answer me. I called them a couple of times in the morning. Like the person could be at work, right? But our team will actually call them, verify them. If they get on the phone with that seller and they're still selling, they'll be like, hey, this person's still selling. You just had to dial them more, but here you go. Okay. Talk to that seller and now everything's good. Or they'll give you a refund if there's a problem with that lead. So if you try that with Facebook or Google, you can't do that because they're just not offering any kind of refunds, right? So our whole point to build this platform was to basically just take out this whole PPC thing out of people's competence, because you basically have to learn Facebook ads. You have to learn Google ads. You have to learn all of this other stuff, okay? And now we're even offering SMS and cold call leads. So we're doing we're going, and these are not just cold call leads that are on the platform. These are leads that actually qualified cold call leads, right? So we've already had the 200 conversations, okay, with sellers. We've already spent a few hours on every single conversation. So we've got VAs that are doing the cold calling, and they're producing per 8-hour work days, because so for our lead to be qualified, it has to be on par with our PPC leads, okay? So they have to want less than the marketplace before we even start negotiating with them, okay? And we don't do a lot of negotiating with them, but their first initial thing that they tell us already has to be below market price, okay? And they have to be really willing to sell. So our cold call qualification is actually higher than any other shop, and that's why these leads are basically on par with the PPC leads. So we've already spent the 4 hours to generate that lead, 4 hours of the VA time, of the freaking all of the lists and the skip tracing and all of that. So you don't have to do it, okay? And the qualification is actually quite high. It's funny. The cold call lead source for our company is actually the lowest refunded lead source, because it's like there's no reason to refund it. They pick up the phone and they want to sell, and we've already qualified them. However, there are still some refund requests and some refunds that do happen on cold call leads. Somebody can change their mind about selling. That's always a possibility. We are fine to give away that refund, to give that refund back. We in general refund back about, I want to say 15-20% of the volume of all the leads on average, right? And the higher the lower average is for the fixed price mode customers, because they get the lead instantly when there is no changing the mind, when there is no phone going dark, right? Fixed price mode customers get the lead automatic. It buys for them automatically. That's the lowest refund tier, the lowest refund statistics. And then the higher refund statistics is the folks that pick up the leads that are 3-4 days old, and they usually get them with some kind of coupon or something like that. And the lead is a little bit older, and by then it's already under contract a lot of times, and all that stuff. So definitely the biggest thing is find the way, and this is the tip number one. Find the best way possible, and here the best tip to do it is to squeeze it out of Yuri, okay? Because Yuri runs the sales team, and all of his guys basically know the best ways, the cheapest ways to get leads on the platform. But the number one tip to succeed on ISP to lead is find the cheapest way to get leads that you can close. When I say you can close, I mean whether that's in your area or in your state, okay, or in cities around the country, okay. If you do nationwide, and we're gonna actually give some stuff to you that will help you do nationwide, okay? Because we will provide cash buyers. We've got 4.7 million cash buyers. And we've skip traced all of the ones that own 3 properties or more. And so we're going to give, for any contract that you close, all you have to do, so let's say you sign a contract tonight or tomorrow. You go to the support box and like, hey, I signed this contract. I want all the buyers for that thing, for that city. We're going to give you all of the buyers, even if it's like 10,000, 20,000 buyers, we're going to give them to you for that contract. Okay. Right now, it's being done through the support system. Little bit of a teaser. Pretty soon, you won't even have to do the whole through ask the support team for your cash buyers list. Okay, so we're working on that as well. Okay, but doesn't matter which city. If you close 10 contracts and you show us like, hey, here's the seller, here's the signed contract, boom, give me the buyers there. We want you to close more deals. Okay, we want to be the #1 platform, just absolutely crush everybody as far as closed deals go. Okay. And because that's what feels good. That's the real big KPI for us. Okay. So that #1 tip is work with the sales team, work with understanding the platform, and find the way to get the cheapest leads as soon as they hit the platform. So one way to do that, okay, is if you've got fixed price mode and you actually set up a whole bunch of counties, the more counties that you set up on fixed price mode, the cheaper your cost per lead will be. Okay, so you're actually going to get cheaper cost per lead on fixed price mode. And fixed price mode cost per lead is already cheaper because you're getting the lead exclusively without any kind of exclusive surcharge for it. Okay, and so the more counties you do, the better life gets as far as fixed price mode goes. Okay, then we're also launching another thingy. And we may do it as soon as tomorrow. We'll definitely let this list of people know first. This audience, we're launching something where we're going to enable you to get leads, also basically almost like on fixed price mode, only without the different various filters for designing your lead. But the cost is going to be like twice as low as fixed price mode cost, with the filters and with the top cities. So more details on that program is going to come out tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna have a little newsletter that comes out about doing that. But that program is also coming out, and that once again will allow you to get leads right away as soon as they come in. The name of the platform is Speed to Lead for a very, very important reason. That curve of the lead going colder, losing their motivation, is actually exponential to the time I don't know if I said that right, but shit, it's exponential to the time that the longer you freaking wait to call that lead or to pick up that lead, the more likelihood that lead has something happen in their mind where they're not as motivated anymore. And I was so I'm in this Deal Lab by Matt Larson. By the way, I recommend it. Matt Larson's Deal Lab is probably best mastermind out there, and it only costs $49 a week or a month or whatever. But it's better than most $5,000, $10,000 masterminds. Matt Larson Deal Lab. Okay, so Matt Larson says this. He's like, dude, tomorrow that person could be absolutely in a completely different mood about selling their house. Today they're pissed off. They just had a fight with their wife. They're like, shit, my wife hates this house. That's why we fight all the time, because there's not enough room, there's not enough space. There's a mess here. We have our 3rd kid. Now it's like super messy. We don't have shit. We don't have room to put all this shit. We don't have like 2 bathrooms. She's always waiting for the bathroom or whatever. We gotta upgrade, or we gotta freaking move somewhere else where we don't necessarily upgrade the house, the price. We don't have any money, but we can go move somewhere like to the country and freaking get a bigger house. Okay, so we need this gone. It's simple, stupid example of like the fight just happened. Okay, and then tomorrow, they made out with the wife. They went and like did their thing, and now their mood is a little bit better. And you call them, it's like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm not as motivated. Okay, because I freaking because I hit that, and now I'm like feeling much better. Okay, all right. So that type of motivation change can happen in hours. Okay, and so that's why make sure you get the freshest leads that you can, because then you're going to maximize the PPC experience, right? The reason why people are, raving about PPC is, number one, they have something to sell you usually, and that's why we don't really focus on just PPC. We've got SMS marketing leads on ISP, we've got SEO leads on ISP, we've got Facebook ads leads on ISP, YouTube ads leads on ISP. We really diversify and give you as many options as you can get. Okay, and number two tip. So number two tip is make sure that you do whatever it freaking takes to obtain more exit strategies. Okay, and by more exit strategies, I'm talking about at least get novations in your mix. Okay, so I'll tell you a couple of people that I know personally that are just absolutely mind blown by anybody that's not doing what? Novations. Okay, so Nick Perry. All right, so Nick Perry, he actually helped my agency when I was doing just the agency model blow up, because what I did was I met Nick, we talked, we had a good conversation. I was living right now I live in Italy, but back then I was living in Ukraine at the time, because I moved to Ukraine after I met my wife there. I went to Ukraine for 2 weeks, okay, and just to meet some of my team that's still working in Ukraine. And so I went there for a couple of weeks and freaking met my wife and ended up staying in Ukraine for a couple of years, having a baby, and only left Ukraine because I actually like Ukraine. Like it's kind of a, if you enjoy law and order, here you enjoy the lawlessness and order and disorder, because you kind of get to participate in the corruption a little bit. You can kind of, as long as you got money, you can go pretty far in Ukraine with whatever you want, whatever you got to do. And that's part of the pluses that was there. But after the war, we ended up moving, and I live in Italy now with my wife and our baby. But so back in the day, I met Nick on a phone call, and I was like, dude, all right, you got all these people, okay, that need people that are doing PPC, but they don't necessarily want to implement it themselves because it's not a very easy skill to master. You need a lot of patience, a lot of discipline to run PPC. It's not like it's not a self-running machine. And Google is also trying to screw you all the time. If you let your PPC kind of coast, your cost per lead is going to increase. Your cost per click is going to increase. You always have to tinker with it. As soon as Google is like, as soon as they know that you don't care, that you're careless with it, shit, your cost is going to go up. So you constantly have to babysit that campaign. We have campaigns that are managed every single day. We spend on Google probably about $6-7 grand a day, probably another $5 grand on Facebook, and then all the VAs that are doing all the other stuff. And by Google, I mean YouTube as well. All right, we're about half and half between PPC and YouTube. And so I ran some ads for Nick because he was like, all right, before I offer your stuff to our people, I got to make sure that you know the stuff. I ran some ads for Nick. We got basically like same or better results than his people did. And he's a beast of PPC too. So we started running this for Nick Perry's people, right? And so then the shit, where was where was I going with this initially, right?
Novations. We're talking about novation.
Exactly. Yep. Thank you. So with Nick, he was all wholesaling, and at the time, I was also my agency was also running ads for Corey Geary's mastermind as well. Okay, so Corey Geary, Nick Perry were these like two PPC coaches. Okay, and Nick Perry was doing all wholesale. Corey Geary was doing wholesale, but started doing novations. And at the time, I remember these conversations, because I would be on both mastermind calls every week, okay, to be like a PPC consultant, while my team was running the campaigns for the members. And so at the time, Nick was like, all right, we don't really know novations yet, because people would ask him, right? They would hear like, hey, this Corey Geary mastermind, basically a competing mastermind, all of their friends. This competing mastermind has novations. Nick, are you going to teach us anything about novations? And Nick would like at first reluctantly go and be like, all right, you know what? Right now we don't really know it. We're testing it and stuff like that. But now, okay, so then they slowly started doing it, getting their feet wet. Now, if you go and follow any of the Nick's content right now, and you look at any of his content, you're going to see that they are like 90% novations now, okay? And this is a guy that wasn't doing them at all, didn't really believe in them at some point, right? That's why he wasn't doing them. Nowadays, in this market, okay, in this market situation, he's doing novations completely, all of like their whole business switched to novations first, okay? And I can tell from our experience, okay, we've got JV, we've got a JV program that is it's only accessible to people that have been on iSpeed to Lead for a while, that have shown a track record of closed deals, okay, and we know that you can produce income, right? So we're actually hooking you up with extra volume of leads. We're fronting you those leads, right? We're not charging you for, but we're charging you the commission on the back end once you close the deals, right? And so we've got this fellow Louis, who's actually was teaching we've got a little JV mastermind among our JVs, among a small group, and so he was basically teaching other people, reluctantly teaching them, because the JVs kind of compete in a way, right? You don't want to give your whole farm away, especially if you're not a coach, you don't get paid for it. But he was telling us giving us a little bit of tips in the mastermind, as far as like, I try to cultivate this goal giver mentality in that mastermind, and I think we did well in this one. So he's got 7 freaking novation contracts last week, okay? While we've got other JVs that are not doing novations that are struggling to get even one wholesale deal, even though we're sending them like tens of leads every freaking day, okay? So that's as far as the novations, you got to have multiple strategies, but personally, not a fan of sub 2, okay? Because, and not because it doesn't work, because of how complex it can be, and because of a little bit of risk. So I think recommending sub 2 for like super duper new people, unless you're like in a coaching program, unless you're like directly in Pace's coaching program, or let's say like Jeff Rappaport's coaching program, and you've got that coach on speed dial or whatever, or somebody that's close to him, unless you're doing that, unless you've got a mentor that can teach you, I would be careful with sub 2. Novations is also a little bit harder. The cash conversion cycle is longer. It's a longer time to a deal, but you can convert leads that want more than freaking 30-40% off retail, right? That want more than 70 cents on the dollar. And like in this day and age, okay, especially with like sellers still wanting too much, the fact that like everybody can go to Zestimate and like check it out, if you don't have any kind of innovation strategy, you're going to miss out on the leads that want a little bit more, okay? But the thing is that novation leads are actually a lot of times they're easier because there's no repairs, okay? There's not a lot of repairs. It's actually better if there's not a lot of repairs, okay? Because you might have to go out of pocket for some of the repairs with novations if the house does need a lot of repairs, okay? So it's like the perfect way to convert leads that are not wholesale leads, okay? So it's like a yin to the yang of wholesaling, right? Freaking the yin, the yang. It's the yin to the yang of wholesaling. Novations to wholesaling is the yin to the yang. Okay, so that's an incredibly important point. And if you don't learn any other strategies, just master these two, just like straight wholesale, of course, and the novation. And I will share I will share with you how our JV partner Louis does these. Okay, so he'll pitch the lowball wholesale offer, okay, to a seller. And then the seller was like, yeah, you know what? No, that's a little bit too low. And then Louis, what he does is basically he goes, well, yeah, you know what? Okay, I guess we do have this other program, but I don't know if you would qualify for it. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. And then the seller's like, what program? Okay, so as soon as he does that little takeaway, the seller's like, what program? Okay, it's like, well, you know what? I can tell you about it. I don't know if you qualify for it. It's like, do you want to hear about it? You sure you want to hear about it? It might be a waste of your time. Yes, I want to hear about the program. Okay, so boom, now, and obviously you have to practice that, right? You won't come out with it right out of the gate and like start blasting, but that's how he does it. And then he goes into the novation pitch, and he's mastered the pitch, obviously. And after this, we're going to share with you the novation presentation, which is basically like, some people call it the concierge program, some people call it the white glove experience. Okay. But basically, it explains to the seller what they're going to expect, and also explains it to you, because a lot of people are like, why would somebody do a novation? Why wouldn't they just hire an agent, right? So that's a valid question, but there is a way to talk the seller out of that. There are benefits to novation. We're share with you all the materials with you on how to get that done. Okay, we're going to share with you the novation contracts. Okay, just for being an iSpeed Lead member, we're going to share with you the novation seller thingy. Okay, the presentation thingy, and we're going to share with you even more resources. All you have to do is ask Yuri. Make sure this is tip number 3. Make sure you write down Yuri's phone number. Okay, so there's a team. Yuri's got a team of 5 people that work with him, but he's one of my top performers on the whole team, and so he's got a very good way of routing everything that goes to him. Okay, so if you need to get hooked up, if you need to know what's going on in the industry, if you need to know how people are making the most money on Speed to Lead, he knows some stuff more than even I do, because he's talking to like 100 people per day, and he's usually talking to the higher tier customers. Okay, because he's kind of the director VP level, so he knows all the stuff and he's got all the resources to hook you up. Make sure you have his number literally just saved in your phone, and write down Yuri, and I'm sure it'll be the only Yuri in your phone. Okay, so that helps a lot. Okay, that's a pretty helpful tidbit there. So that was tip number 3. Okay, or tip number 4. And so besides like Louis, that's doing that's the. And by the way, if you're not new and you've done a deal on iSpeak to Lead, make sure you post that up. Make sure you post that up in the comments. I'm kind of focused on the presentation on
right now I've been doing Indiana and Texas.
I'm kind of focused on the actual content part of this thing, right? So I'm not really reading the comments, but Yuri, make sure you pop up some of the comments on the screen here. But Yuri sent me a couple testimonials before this that he just grabbed this week. They're not on YouTube yet. By the way, you can get a lot of content on our YouTube about how to close these leads. We've got RJ closing them. Okay, we've got we've got all kinds of celebrities closing them. So
they're probably going to be about 35,000 between the two.
All together.
Together.
Okay. Sounds good.
So this guy picked up 17 leads, got 2 contracts that are resulting in $35,000. And this is just from this week, right? We've got another fella here. I did get a chance to.
Do you have any contracts, any deals right now on hand?
Yeah, so we've got and this is just.
Oh yeah.
Any deals for?
Just this week's conversations that Yuri's
Three in
having.
the contract right now, 3 closing scheduled for February. Trying to get the 4th one to come in right now. So I've been harassing this lady for days, so hopefully I get her under contract. It's a really good deal. So yeah, I mean it works phenomenally well.
Phenomenally well. I like that. That's awesome. Okay, super. Somebody says I hear feedback. Any issues with my microphone, Yuri, or is everything good?
No, it wasn't the feedback. It was Yuridius. So, but we are good, and
okay.
we also have some questions.
Got it. Super. So
yeah, Curtis is here. So he was here.
Super. So here's the thing. So if you're on iSpeak to Lead for the first time, okay, and you've never gotten leads from there, all right. So and you are maybe thinking about, all right, well, I don't know if I'm going to sign up for this fixed price mode program, right? It's a little bit of a commitment, okay. Like I think the minimum there per month, minimum monthly budget per month on fixed price mode side of things is I think $1,000 per month. And then on this open marketplace, there is no minimum, okay? And then sometimes we send coupons that are, basically discount even the prices that you see here, okay? But we do send them kind of, we tend to send coupons to people that have bought leads during a certain specific time. So like if you've bought leads this week, at the end of the week, I'm gonna send a loyalty coupon and you're gonna be able to pick up some fresh hot leads that are, not old, for basically half price. Okay, so if you don't see the coupon flying through your inbox, it's probably you haven't picked up leads in a while, so that won't hit you, right? But as part of today's call, so Yuri's going to share a link here, and you're going to be able to get your first 3 leads. If you're first time on the platform, you're going to be able to get your first release for just $100 a pop. Okay. And like I said, you don't have to pick up every lead that comes in. Okay. You're going to set up notifications. Okay. And by the way, tip number 4. Okay. And this is maybe the most important tip, just because based on statistics. Okay. Tip number 4 is you are statistically twice as likely to close more deals on ISP to lead if you have not just notifications turned on, okay? Not just notifications turned on, but if you have a specific filter that you customized, okay, for your specific states, okay, for your specific counties that you care about, okay? And it could be multiple states, okay? It doesn't matter how many states. You can have freaking 27 states in here, okay? And then the things that you're actually okay wholesaling or novating, okay? So if you've got a filter set up and saved, okay, and you've got notifications turned on for your saved filter, you're twice as likely testing it for the best crowd ever. Boom. Post something in the comments if you haven't fallen asleep. I hope I'm just kidding. So, and I'll explain why. So when you save a filter, okay, and you enable these notifications, all right, which you can always customize inside of your profile. The thing is that, by the way, we've implemented new functionality. Now you can add multiple users to ISP to lead. So if you've got other people on your team, if you're not the one always buying leads yourselves, you can also create your company entity and then invite other people. And right now, it actually doesn't cost anything to invite other users, okay? So you can have multiple users actually buying leads from your account if you want to put a VA to actually monitor the leads, which some people do, but before now they had to share their account information, kind of annoying. Now, or use LastPass and all that stuff. Now you can just invite those users to Speed to Lead, and they're going to be all set there. So when you save that filter, okay, and you have notifications turned on, what happens is that our notifications, like if you just let the notifications run wild, what's going to happen is you're going to get pissed off because this thing is going to, your push notifications, your SMS notifications, it's going to ring and it's going to drive you crazy because you haven't gone in here and set up a filter that's actually going to be relevant and show you relevant leads, okay? So it's incredibly important. We literally ran statistics because we were like, all right, should we promote this feature with saving filters? Should we force people to save filters or what? Or should we just let notifications run wild, okay? And it's crazy that the statistics is that people that have a saved filter, we've got a full-time data scientist on team that runs all these kind of crazy reports, all these dependencies and all that stuff, all these trends, twice as likely to close a contract on Speed to Lead. And by the way, if you're going to be using Speed to Lead, please try for the closed deals. I always try to ask people this inside of your orders, okay, inside of your My CRM area where you've got your orders, make sure that you set the, make sure that if you've closed the deal, if you've signed a contract, please go ahead and update that status because it really helps our statistics department, our data science department to understand how the platform is doing, how different lead sources are doing, okay? So you can basically use Speed to Lead like a CRM if you don't have one, because you can set notes, you can set reminders, you can set the statuses for each lead, okay? You can set reminders for yourself. You can save notes in there. You can use it like a light version of any kind of CRM. You can use it, right? So please update the statuses. If you've closed the deal, it really helps us out a lot. I don't really have a way of making you do it. I'm just asking you to do it, okay? Because we want to know when we want to have those statistics, how many deals are closing, okay? So we ran those stats, and people that have a saved filter and that have notifications turned on for a specific filter, not just a barrage of all of the notifications that you're eventually going to start ignoring, okay? So make sure you set that filter. Now, today, the special package is that your first 3 leads on ISP to Lead are just going to be $100 a pop, okay? So compare that with, let's say, running Google Ads for yourself. Running Google Ads, let's say you're doing Fort Worth, you're doing Houston, you're doing San Antonio, 3 cities, okay? Your cost per lead is going to be probably, if you're a great marketer, probably going to be around $300 per lead. If you're like top 3% marketer, okay? Now, if you are a mid-level marketer, it's going to be like $400-500 per lead in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, okay? If you're a so-so marketer or a beginner, your cost per lead is going to be like $600-700 per lead, all right? So those 3 leads you're going to get for $100 each on iSpeed to Lead. So Yuri just posted up the link to the package. StreamYard is an interesting software. It doesn't have a way for us to put the link anywhere, so you actually have to type it out. So it's bit.ly/3hotleads. Okay, that's bit.ly/3hotleads. So Yuri just posted out on the screen right there. Okay, so that's the deal that you can pick up if you're just starting on Speed to Lead. Hell, even if you're not just starting on Speed to Lead, just for being here, shit, you can pick up this package. Okay, I'm feeling good today. All right. So the other thing that I absolutely recommend to you, even if you end up canceling it, okay, I recommend to you that you get what's called the premium trial. Okay, so iSpeed to Lead Premium is essentially something that, number one, allows you to see absolutely all of this information, okay? And you can get a free trial for premium, okay? Without premium, you don't see some of the information. And the good news is that starting beginning of January, what's going to happen is that we're, as I mentioned earlier in the call, I can't share too many details about this, but, and I'm going to remind everybody that if you joined the call a little bit late, if you close the contract on iSpeed to Lead, just reach the support team or reach Yuri, whose number you should already have saved, okay? And get a cash buyers list for that city where you closed that deal, okay? We're in possession of all of the cash buyers in the country, okay? 4.7 million. We're not doing it through Investor Lift, completely separate. We acquired our own list, okay? And we've skip traced that list for people, for the cash buyers that own 3 or more properties. Okay, so the whole 4.7 million buyers, okay, another myth, a bonus myth that I'll bust, okay, is that the 4.7 million buyers don't do anything for you, okay? These are just folks that had a cash transaction. 99% of them are not going to have another cash transaction. So the whole 4.7 million buyers is kind of a hoax, and it's just a marketing trick, okay? And we're probably going to use that marketing trick too, okay? Just for the record, all right? But who you actually want is the buyers that have multiple cash transactions, okay? So you want the hedge funds, which we're also going to share with you if you pick up this package of 3 leads for $100 each to get you started on Speed to Lead, to get your feet wet, okay, with PPC leads, all right? And you might not close a deal from them, okay? So just be aware of that. You should not expect to close a deal every 3 leads, all right? It does depend on your exit strategies, though. If you are a killer, then you may get that kind of closing ratio if you got multiple exit strategies, because especially if you've also got a realtor that is not just a realtor that you're like, hey, close this lead for me. No, that doesn't work. So tip number 5, if you're going to have a realtor that you're going to introduce to your lead. Let's say your lead wants retail and they want retail and they want too much, and there's no repairs and there's no negotiation and they don't want to do novation. They want an agent, okay? There are leads like that, okay? Here's how you make money with that, all right? And here's how why 99% of people will never make money with retail leads, okay? So this is from somebody. So my first business, okay, I was the #1 video shop that had basically #1 aerial video and photography for real estate in Boston, okay? Not a big award, okay, but it did pretty well, okay? It was a very good business. And so the thing is that, I worked with a ton of agents. So like I knew all the top agents in Boston. They knew me. I would walk into a room. People would be like, Gene, you're not on Instagram. You're actually in person. How cool is that? Awesome, super, right? So these agents, the #1 thing you need to know about agents, and this is another thing why Speed to Lead is incredibly important, because most of our leads here are off market. If the lead is not off market and still wants a cash offer, on Speed to Lead, we'll clearly display that to you that, hey, and this is a very small percentage of leads, but it'll actually like be here in the red text, okay? It'll be, see, it's a little bit hard to for me to find one. There it is. Lead is on the market, but wants an offer, likely due to issues with the current agent. No off-market guarantee, all right? So we're letting you know, like, this lead is actually on the MLS, but they still requested, they went to one of our website, this in this case from a Facebook ad, and they requested an offer, okay? And they said that they're a tired landlord and they want to go on ASAP, okay? And it's a multifamily, all right? This is not a big multifamily. This is like a freaking duplex, okay? So whatever. But in any case, it's on the market, all right? And let me just get the screen removed from here. Boom. So the point why speed to lead is incredibly important, speed to lead meaning the actual concept, right? Not I'm not talking about the platform right now, is because when you get a lead and you're an agent, 80% of sellers convert into a listing for an agent from the first, what's called a listing presentation, or from the listing presentation. Okay, so 80% of sellers convert on that listing presentation. I think it might be 86, it might be 74, but it's around 80%. Okay, that means all an agent has to do to win a listing is get the fucking seller, a warm seller in front of them in a room. And it could be on a Zoom, okay? Because Zoom is like a fact of life right now. Just like, you know, in some years it'll be okay to receive a call from an AI and be okay about it, okay? Zoom is totally fine. So an agent has such a much easier time closing sellers than you do, that you cannot even let the freaking agent get to the seller. You have to get to them first. But here's my point, how you can make money with it and how 99% of people never will. And this goes for every single referral partner that you've got, okay? Take it from somebody that has messed this up an incredible amount of times, okay? And has done it right as well, okay? If you've got a lead that doesn't want an offer, that doesn't want a cash offer, that doesn't want an ovation anymore, they're pissed off by all the lowball offers, they're done, they're shot. They want an agent, okay? You cannot send that lead to your referral partner. Let's say you know the agent in town and you have beers with him and you shake hands with him and stuff like that, you play golf with him, and you're planning to just send that lead to him into his CRM and he'll take a look at it at some point. 99% of people will do exactly that, okay? And there's the 1% of people, and RJ Bates is one of those people. He's actually done that on one of our shows in front of everybody, okay, for a lead that wanted an agent. 99% of people will send that lead to a referral partner. Some of our customers, I jumped on I airdropped on a freaking sales call the other day, and one of our customers was like, well, I don't do novations, but I send that lead to a novations partner. The way you got to do it is you got to pick up the phone and call that agent right then and there and literally transfer them, okay? Because only then you will make sure that your agent buddy will actually touch that lead. Number one, they're not getting paid the full split on that thing, okay? You're going to take a piece of it. And I'm not even getting into the whole thing where you have a real estate license or you don't. There are ways for you to get paid from that agent. But the likelihood of them hitting up that lead that you sent to them right away is so low because they've got their own leads that they're going to get paid full split on, okay? JV leads are not priority leads for anybody. We've got plenty of JVs. We know that they're not a priority for our JVs, okay? So we have to work extra hard to come up with ways to make it a priority. So you have to, if a lead wants retail, that agent that you were gonna call, you literally either you have to get the seller back on the phone. Hey, I've got that friend I was talking about. They're ready to talk. Boom, let's talk now. Okay, that's how you got to do it, because otherwise your referral partner will ignore that lead until tomorrow, until tonight, and you're not going to get paid on that lead. You have to take charge and you have to take responsibility for that referral to work out. Okay, and that's how you don't waste any single lead. Okay. Dude, there's a ton of leads on our platform that go listed with agents because a wholesaler flopped the conversation, okay? Because a wholesaler flopped the the offer because the wholesaler didn't follow up. All right, ton of them go to agents. We check the numbers. There's a ton of leads that go to agents, and I don't want a single one going to agents unless one of our customers is getting paid for it. So next time you get a lead that wants retail and you don't feel like following them up to death, and you know they won't retail, and you know they're selling, and you know they want an agent, even if they tell you, well, I already got an agent, I already know one. It's like, hey, you know what? I've heard that many times before, but give my trusted friend here 3 minutes, and he will tell you a secret thing why most people dump their agent for him, and you'll actually feel good about it. And even your agent will probably tell you that, you know what, you were right that you dumped me for him because he's doing something that he'll tell you about in a couple seconds here extremely well. Okay, so let me connect you. All right, and every agent's got their own pitch. Every good agent's got their own pitch. Every agent's got their own like thing that they do really well. Okay, so that's the last tip there, and that's how you close every single lead that comes to you. You either wholesale it, or you novate it, or you live transfer it to somebody that knows an extra strategy that you don't possess. Okay, I'm not telling you to go become licensed, but 99% of people flop these leads. Okay. So now let's get to the questions, and I'll remind you that the offer we wanted to throw this. This is kind of a this wasn't really a pitch, right? We just wanted to share some stuff, but we're like, hey, let's put something together for the people that want to get their feet wet with the marketplace at a much lower price than PPC, right? Or even our own prices. 3 leads in hot status. Hot status meaning they just hit the platform, right? And you don't have to like buy every single lead. You can buy the leads that you like, especially if you've set up that filter. Okay, so you can pick them up at this link here. That's bit.ly/3 hot leads. Now, Yuri, is that case sensitive link or not? Yuri, you got to test if that's a case sensitive link. If people are entering that link and it ain't, and it's case sensitive, and they're not typing in all the caps, they're gonna get screwed up. So let me try without the case sensitive. I don't think it's case sensitive, right?
Is it? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we got to test that. Bit.ly, the 3 hot leads. Yeah, Yuri, I think it's case sensitive. You gotta edit that inside the platform. Make sure it's not case sensitive. Go ahead, go inside of Bit.ly and just like retype it and then save it without the cases, because they make the links case sensitive. But if you're seeing this on the screen, 3 hot leads, and the H and the L are caps. Okay, but let's get to the questions, Yuri. What do we got for questions? Let's hit them up. Give me some big
one of the most popular one is like if I have like low budget, like any suggestions you have, like how to get more leads for like maybe somehow less price other than like coupons that you send out. I mean, man, do you
Yes.
plan to announce national stuff or?
Great question.
Today?
Yes. So why don't we announce it for these people? We're a little bit hesitant on the pricing because I think it's a little bit low, but at least for people that are here, take a picture of me or as proof that you were here. Okay, that you were here on the live. And the price that we're going to mention here is going to be reserved for you, even if we increase it later on. Okay, but we are doing a thing where you can basically get 2 types of things that you can get. And let me get a little closer. Well, let me not, because it's on my board here. This thing's so fresh that we're launching it on the fly, basically, because I think it's going to help a lot of people that are on the budget, actually. So number 1 option is you can grab nationwide leads for $59 a pop. Okay, nationwide leads for $59 a pop. All right, so you preload any budget, any kind of budget that you've got, you preload. All right, and then boom, you can get as many leads as your budget allows. Okay, nationwide. Off-market guarantee applies, okay? If there's any issue with the lead, you can get it refunded. That also applies, okay? And for every single lead that we give you, you're also going to get 50 cash buyers for every single lead, okay? So you can start building your buyers list nationwide. And if you close, once you close one of those contracts, because after you follow everything I advise you, you should be closing contracts, okay? Even if you're fresh and new, right? So once you close a contract, you go to the support team, and they're going to give you like tens of thousands cash buyers in that county. That way you can close that deal, okay? Because nationwide, what's the difficulty about nationwide? Cash buyers, boots on the ground to check out the property. Okay, we live in the age of video where you can FaceTime with the seller and check out everything about the property. Okay, you can pay a picture taker $100 to get your pictures for the cash buyers. And I'll tell you this, and this is another magic tip from Matt Larson. You don't want ultra super professional photos all the time of the listing that you're going to be blasting out to cash buyers. You just want a freaking nice deal, okay? Because cash buyers, as soon as they see that your pictures are not all doctored up, as soon as they see doctored up pictures and they see perfect pictures and the pictures are aligned and really well, and they're like, ooh, sounds like these guys are spending money on their marketing. Guess what? I'm picking up that tab, okay? The price for that deal is probably increased because the pictures are not ghetto, all right? Pictures are like professional pictures. Guess who's paying for that? I'm the cash buyer paying for that, okay? So you don't always want perfect pictures of the properties, okay? So for those $59 leads that are nationwide, we're gonna hook you up with the cash buyers. We're gonna hook you up with a list, and this is a simple thing. You can probably find it online, but we did put together for you. We've got a list of all the 50,000 realtors across the country, top realtors in the country by transaction volume. Okay, we're gonna send you that list of those 50,000 realtors. And we've pulled together all of the title companies that are investor-friendly title companies in every single state. So you can know which title company you're going to be closing with if you're closing somewhere remotely, okay? So, but what else do you need to nationwide wholesale? You don't need nothing. That's the thing. There's nothing else that you need, okay? You may need just a different mindset about like, hey, I don't have to drive out to the property, okay? Look, Mark Evans, okay, so Mark Evans, someone I really respect, and like I've talked to that guy on the phone for a few times, and my mind was blown every single time because the guy's like, I don't know, he's worth like $50 or $100 million, and just like completely different thinking. Mark Evans, and he's basically the founder of virtual wholesaling. Okay, he's the OG of virtual wholesaling. He was virtual wholesaling 20 years ago when the internet was barely there. Okay, and so Mark Evans, even back then, even when he was doing deals in Cleveland, he would still not drive out to the property. So Mark Evans was doing deals in Cleveland, okay, where he lives part of the time. He would do a deal in Cleveland, but he would not drive out to the property until the contract was signed and everything, right? And then he may drive out to the property, all right? But he would get the contract signed first. So he was wholesaling local properties like they were virtual, because this guy's got a bunch of money. He's got like a nice house, got a family. Like, why leave the freaking house? Why? If you can do everything remotely, all right? And the same mindset with nationwide. If you think you're so cool and informed and experienced, and you're spotting every little detail that's wrong with the house, and you absolutely have to drive out to it to find out the details about it, there may be something wrong, because people like Nick Perry have a team that sits in Austin, Texas. I believe it's in Austin, right? That they are. Or now he's setting up teams in like Mexico or Colombia or wherever. And they're signing contracts and dispoing them right then and there from that freaking little office. Okay? Absolutely no driving out to the house involved. Okay? You need boots on the ground. There's ways to do that. Okay? There's services to get an inspection if you need an inspection to do it remotely. There's all of that stuff. Okay, good entrepreneurs. I heard this from Investorly founder, like in a Ryan Pineda interview the other day, and it was like, dude, good entrepreneurs are lazy. okay? Because they're lazy to do the verbose, the hard worky shit, and figure out a way that works better, okay? So $59 leads, all right? You have to preload that balance, okay? So let's say you want to commit to 20 of these, okay? You contact Yuri, he gets you set up, you send him the cash, puts that balance there, we set you up nationwide, give you the cash buyers for every single lead. Then if you sign a contract, we'll give you even more cash buyers there, and we'll even help you SMS blast those cash buyers, okay? And we give you all of the innovation stuff, and we give you all the title companies, and we give you all the agents, all right? So that's a nationwide package, okay? So $59 per lead, all right? And then the package for if you just want one state, okay? If you're still like, I'm still scared of nationwide, you can do one state, but that's going to be $119 per lead if you just want one state, okay? $119 per lead, okay? And that's going to be if you want also the fixed price mode leads, basically like it's going to be fixed price, okay? But not nationwide, just from one state, okay? And that's if you don't want to mess with the marketplace, you don't want to pick and choose leads and all that stuff, okay? You just want a volume of leads from speed to lead, okay? It's going to come in, the leads are going to be exclusive to you, and they're going to come in the second that they came in, okay? So those are the two things that you can grab. Yuri, make sure I mentioned everything and didn't forget nothing.
Yeah, I would say just recap, like, so two types of ways, just, all this type of thing, just so people understand, what they expect for how much and, how the things work and what's the next steps.
Yeah, so leads marketplace is the open thing that you can pick and choose which leads, okay? Fixed price mode VIP is where you can pick and pre-design every single thing about the lead before you get it. Does cost more, okay? More so for the folks with a higher budget, okay? And then this fixed price mode light program, the $59 per lead nationwide or $119 statewide, okay? We got approached by a customer that was like, hey, there's another company offering this type of package, but I like you guys, I like your leads better. Can you come up with a package that's similar? Because like it's hard to we're like, okay, cool, sure. So we came up with it. Okay. All right. I see another question. Do we get the hedge fund list with the $300 lead buy-in? Yes, you do. So the 3 leads for $100 from the marketplace that you can pick and choose, okay? And these are going to be also exclusive, all right? But here you can basically browse the parameters. Make sure you grab the premium trial, okay? That way you can actually see all the details when you do it. Somebody said, nice script, Gene. Which script? I want to know, Garth. Which script is nice?
It's a compliment to your presentation. He thinks it's scripted. Actually,
You want to see my script?
I think it's the first time Gene is doing full presentation on speed to leads.
I did it. I did this script 5 minutes before this thing because I had another workshop for the folks with financial problems. We were trying to help them out because that's near and dear to me because I came up from that. But this is my script right here. Okay, I did this 5 minutes before the call on two envelopes. So it ain't scripted, okay? But it's just I think about this stuff daily on how to get the customers to win, and I've done the script, you could say, to our sales team many times over because I'm always trying to get them to help our customers out to be better and close more shit. Okay, so thanks though. Okay. Let's see. Are we competing with large wholesalers? Is New Western? No, I have not seen New Western. Now I can't say if they are or they're not, obviously, because they could be under. And if I have seen them, I probably wouldn't disclose it. But I have not seen New Western. But we've got like 17,000 registered people. I've obviously not browsed through every one of them. I am obsessed with reading through the Stripe, going on Stripe and reading the transactions. That's kind of nice. So like it's showing me the transactions all the time. and I look at the emails, but I've not seen New Western and super big wholesalers. You're not competing with them because they're mostly on fixed price mode, and that fixed price mode, you're not really competing with them because they've set it up. Okay, they set up fixed price mode, and they're just getting leads that we generate for them. Okay, so this fixed price mode lead, right? It came in and it got sold to somebody right away. If you become, let's say you're also a customer in the similar counties as this person, we're just gonna spend more marketing dollars in those places. Okay, if you've got a fixed price mode budget set up on any county, and we've got someone else in that county also buying leads, we're just going to spend twice as more because we want to satisfy the demand for both people. Okay, so you're not really competing because both of you are getting these leads exclusively. You're not competing with that lead. The only way you will be competing, and I'll tell you this, and this is something that to avoid. This is a very common mistake people make. And that's the mistake of not having any kind of chat bot or autoresponder or freaking VA or something that's responding to the leads right away and getting them on the phone. Okay, it's incredibly important to get the person on the phone as soon as they come into you, because then they won't have time to go on other websites and keep browsing. Okay, because even if a lead is exclusive to you through iSpeak to Lead, if you don't call them for an hour, all right, and we do our part with this too. Okay, so am I sharing my screen? Yeah, let me make it a little bigger. So as soon as a seller comes in and fills out something on iSpeak to Lead, okay, there are number one, we ask them a ton of questions. Okay, we ask them a ton of questions, and what happens also is that we then make them set an appointment time, or not all of them do it, but we're like, hey, pick a time that's going to be convenient to you for a video appointment, like a video call or a Zoom call or a FaceTime call, for a video appointment with one of our people. Okay, and so this is another feature that I even forgot to mention this, but this is basically a time we wanted to do two things. We wanted, number one, for the seller to spend even more time in our funnel, right, on our website. That way they have less time to actually go somewhere else, right? To make sure they don't go to anywhere else. Also, we wanted to give them the dopamine hit from actually taking that action. It's like, hey, now that seller can be like, hey, honey, I did my job. I got us an offer lined up, probably. We've got an appointment, everything's set. I did my chore, okay, of taking the next step of selling the house, okay? So now it's like, all right, cool. I did my job. Now I don't have to contact anyone else, right? So we do our part. But if you get that lead, let's say on fixed price mode, and you get it on Friday at 3 p.m. and you left to go to happy hour, and nobody's working, there's nobody in Philippines or Colombia or wherever working for you, or there's no chat bot or closed bot, okay? Closebot.ai, by the way, pretty cool tool, pretty good autoresponder bot. So nobody's doing that. Your lead is gonna go and like get pissed off because like he's not getting any response. He's wondering, like, did they even get the lead? Like, I live in Italy, right? People here are super chill, too freaking chill. I need a couple rooms. I need a couple rooms repainted, okay? Because I'm actually thinking about selling my place here and moving to a bigger one. And so I'm freaking like, I entered the lead form. I ain't getting no answer. Okay, so I did tell my wife, like, yeah, I contacted somebody about the paint, but I don't feel that good, like dopamine. I'm like, I can't tell her that, like, I feel like, yeah, we're getting that shit painted right before the agent comes in to take photographs and everything. Because I don't feel like I did my job. The guy didn't respond to me, so I need to go back and call more handyman and painters or whatever. More repair people to go and repaint those rooms. So I'm like pissed off, right? So that's the same thing's gonna happen to you if you don't respond to leads right away if they came in. Okay, all right. User need to jump, but thank you to you as well. Okay, so let's keep going here. What other questions do we got, Yuri?
While you were talking, I was kind of covering everything. So, guys, if you see me missing something, but I'll just quickly read them to you, so you feel free to add. So we answered about hedge funds.
Woof, woof, Yuri. Okay, Robert Hernandez. Boom. Congratulations. Drew DeJoseph. Congratulations. Mark. Congratulations. Matthew. Congratulations. Liam. Congratulations. Jordan. Dude, nice. Okay. All right.
The question.
Somebody says company support. There's no name here. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. So the $300 package. $300 package is seems to be a nice balance for people to get started with iSpeed leads. So make sure you grab that at bit.ly/3hotleads. Quite a few people grabbed it already. Go ahead, Yuri.
At what point is not worth buying a lead in new status when promo codes come out? How far back should we look as best practice? So
here's the double-edged sword with that. If that lead is already under contract, you just get a refund for it, okay? Because those leads are refundable. All right. But they do a lot of times change their mind. Some of them like kind of go dark, go dark even, and a few of them have received by that time of like, you know, the more days pass, and I won't say that people don't close deals from new status leads. Sometimes people close too many deals from new status leads. Because they're still closable leads, okay? But you have to have some kind of competitive advantage against other people as far as your exit strategies, as far as your handling of the seller, as far as your sales process strength. Because by the time if you're buying that lead and it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days old, you gotta have some competitive advantage, some tactics that you do that others don't. Because that seller has heard a bunch of offers by now. Okay, you have to be ready for that, and they may have taken one. And if they've taken one, you know, we're cool. We're currently economically in a position to give you a refund for that. We're okay with doing that. If they already, you know, even if you bought the lead later, okay, we may end that at some point. For now, you still get a refund for that. Okay, even if you bought a lead that's 6 days old, because you know, as soon as the lead goes to downgrade the status from hot, the price is shaved off a little bit. Then let's say you get a coupon also on weekend or something, and you go and pick up that lead for cheap. That lead's heard a bunch of offers, so be ready for that. And if it's already on the contract, just file a refund for it. Okay, so we're those leads do get closed. New status leads. Sometimes I look at them and I'm like, dude. Nobody picked it up when it was hot, and it got closed when it was new, right? So, like, hey, all right. Sufyan wants 59 leads, or the 59 leads. Okay.
So Jim guys doesn't know, but I'm dropping 10 at 59 if you guys want the link. So for now it's no, like, we don't put like any high limits, so you can get just 10 for 590, and we'll contact you how to set it up. So it will be limited, that's for sure. It's not like some BS when we say it's limited, or when companies say it's limited, it's not really limited, but it will be limited because we really don't know. It's the first time we do this. I think after that we'll get a lot of kicks in the butt from lead generation team saying like, oh, you guys again sold too much, we own too much, and we didn't earn enough. But
yeah, our accounting, if our accounting is gonna kick our ass probably, but hey, whatever. We got to launch this package, and yeah, everybody who's here gets this price. We haven't, truth be told, we haven't really done the whole thing with accounting yet on the specific package, whether it makes sense, makes a lot of economic sense or not. So whatever.
It
Grab-
reminds me
grab
of Mr. Beast. Have you ever seen like how Mr. Beast plans his videos? He goes to his accounting department. He just comes and says, "I plan to spend on video like $1 million," and they say, "You're freaking crazy." And he says, "All right, you guys, let's." We still do it. So we are like the same. We would come with some idea to our accounting department. They will say we're crazy, and we'll just say, "We'll try it." People just sounds like they want it.
Yeah, we can't post this video on YouTube, Yuri. It's gotta. We can't. This can't go on YouTube because then they will see it. Then they'll see us making fun of them. Then they'll see us making fun of them kicking our ass. Barry Baker, anywhere in the southern states, I want to target attractive hot leads. So Barry Baker, what you do is go in the platform, set a filter for the states that you care about. Don't go crazy at first at setting all the little parameters, okay? But at least set the filter for your states and then enable notifications, okay? Make sure, I forgot to mention, make sure to download the iPhone app for Speed to Lead. It's a fully functional app. You can get buy leads right from there. The app actually has app-only coupons, okay? So there are coupons for new status leads that you won't find outside the app. And we might be discontinuing those actually because, as Yuri said, our accounting is kind of, we've got a very kind of mutually respectful thing with our execs. It's not like Gene talks down to everybody. I listen very much to our accounting person is way smarter than me in probably all facets. The guy's like talking to the guy is like reading a book a lot of times, and so he's gonna. Yeah, we've been getting some heat about the coupons and stuff, but the app does have some app-only coupons that you don't even find anywhere else because the app has actual coupon button. Okay, so the iPhone app has that. Android app is just an app. You can download it. You can use it just like using the mobile version of the site, but with an app. But you also get push notifications, which are much faster than SMS. Okay, so SMS notifications are cool. Push notifications are better because push notifications are instant. SMS, there's a delay. You could get as much as 5 minutes of a delay between when the lead came into Speed to Lead and between when you got the SMS, because just like everybody else, we're dealing with the threshold, the throughput threshold of the SMS. Whatchamacallit, SMS campaigns, right? And SMS everybody's having problems with. So are we. We've done a lot of work to not have problems with it. Okay, it's a grind. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
SMS team was bragging that they are the best in generating leads. Just today, we're just discussing that with different departments, and like SMS team, like they stood up in terms of efforts. So, but
is there a way to filter for leads that haven't been purchased? Amazing question, Eddie. Thank you so much for the question, sir. Yes, there is a way to do that. There's a little button right here that says show leads without orders, okay? And it works, and you can set it. So show leads without orders will show you the leads without orders. Save that and set the filter.
Man, I think it's admin filter. I just check how it looks for. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. And if it's an admin only filter, it should be made public. But I don't think it's an admin only filter.
I'm just looking at my account like for regular people.
Yeah. Is it premium or not?
It's not premium, but there is no such filter even. I see it's in my admin account, but in filter under open to discuss creating financing, there is no such filter. So
okay, so leads without orders, as soon as tomorrow morning, that filter will be public because I thought it's actually public and not just an admin. Leads without orders will be public. Anytime you feel like there's a feature that you want on iSpeed to Lead, and I'm serious about this, go to support box, go to the chat box, tell them like, hey, it would be sweet to have a feature that does this, and we'll implement that feature. We've got a full development team that we pay a lot of fucking money for, as far as salaries go. So we gotta feed them with features all the time. And if you got a feature that you think is gonna be cool, especially pretty soon, we're gonna have a new product that's gonna help you dispo even easier. Your feature feedback is how we built the whole platform. Okay, so we always welcome and want more of that. Thank you very much, Eddie Thomas. Are any of these leads applicable to creative financing options? Yes, Chris, absolutely. We even have certain leads that are, we even have a flag in the filters for leads that are open to creative terms. But
yeah,
I
this
will
filter
say-
is available. Yeah, this filter is available, but we still suggest, like, we don't ask every single person, like, and try like the best ways. Most people to who I talk, they do creative finance. They like do some really creative things that takes them even time to explain to me. But I'm always curious. But we suggest, like, if you have your strategy right, I would say if you have, like, again, depending on what's your strategy, because I know people that wanna get homes like for themselves for rent, so they need different types of homes. I would still focus on types. You want to say something?
Yes. So Garth just brought up. If I understand you, Mr. Gibson, you asked a question that about SMS rules. So number one, one thing that I think we don't mention enough, Yuri, is that every single lead that we've got is TCPA compliant, because we've got all of the TCPA compliance languages on every single one of our websites. Okay, every single one of our SMS leads has got double opt-in. So we've already done the whole opt-in thing for you. Okay, and everything's already TCPA compliant. So there's a language on every single website that we generate leads with, like, hey, either we or one of our partners, you're cool with either us or one of our partners contacting you on the via SMS or call, okay? So we're covered from the TCPA perspective, and you're covered most importantly. So if somebody tells you that, like, hey, I'm on the DNC and whatever, if somebody says that, just go get a refund. But if you should not be worried, because obviously they're not, in selling mode anymore. But you should not be worried that they're going to press any kind of action towards you, because we do have we have had them opt in with for all the compliance stuff, and have that box checked. Okay, so that's also a good question. I hope I answered that question, Garth. Any other questions that you got from Yuri from the audience? Hey.
How you speed up leads under fixed price mode to make them come faster?
So great point.
And I mentioned that sometime next week it should be ramping up significantly.
Well, number one, if you feel like they're slow, complain. First thing I would do is complain. Just complain. Complain. Go to the support team. Go to Kate. If Kate's working with you, if Kate, the fixed price mode success manager, is working with you, tell Kate, what the fuck, I want more leads. Speed it up. And I will tell you this, Kate, every single day I see Kate inside of our lead generation Slack. Okay, so like this is all the freaking different Slack channels that we've got. We've got like 40 fucking people at the company now. So Kate is always inside the lead generation chat, always pushing the lead generators to push more in this county or this county or this county. She tags the data scientist because he puts together all the lists for our targeting, right? As far as where we should be generating leads. And so Kate is really pushing and pulling for the fixed price mode customers to get leads and get more leads for the folks that are not getting enough. So make sure you tell Kate, make sure you tell support team, like, dude, I'm not getting enough leads. We should be proactively knowing that from you. We should be the first. We honestly should be the first ones to know that before you even get the chance to complain. We should be touching you enough times. But if we haven't, our apologies, and we welcome and ask for your complaint to the support team. Like, hey, I need more leads. You ain't giving me enough leads, dudes. All right, super. All right. So Jamari's asking. Basically, Jamari, I'm gonna form the question a little. Actually, I'm gonna give this question to Yuri, because Yuri has. So sometimes you'll get, so with PPC leads, it's fine to say like, hey, you entered a lead on our website or one of our partner websites. Cool. Sometimes the wife picks up the phone or something like that. Sometimes, and yes, they're selling a house, but you're like, you entered, you're not saying like, hey, I'm this person entered, whatever, okay? Sometimes it's not a PPC lead, okay? If it's not a PPC lead and you thought it is, but you didn't look and it's actually an SMS marketing lead, because a lot of times people don't read the details of every lead, and they just buy them because it's in the relevant city, okay? And it's like and it's an SMS lead, so it's like, hey, we actually didn't enter a website, okay? Although a lot of our SMS leads are not just SMS leads, they're actually like retargeted leads that have seen one of our ads on our ads, or been to one of our websites before, but we just SMS them, right? So, and they didn't fill out our website, but they've been to our website, so it gets a little confusing. But Yuri has a customer, right? One of our customers that's got the perfect way of doing this whole thing. And I want to, Yuri, what's the story you were telling me? Like the customer that doesn't even bother with this whole website thing. How do they go about it?
Yeah, we're going to send this video, but I mean, this is a straight thing. I mean, I personally, when it just came, I never understood why people just say you fill like the form or something like that. I would just say, hey, I'm the local investor, or like we're looking to invest right now. My understanding that you might be interested, in selling your house, and can we discuss? Are you the right person to discuss a cash offer? Or something like that, like, and like if you feel like it's the wrong person or something, like ideal I would start like, is that Bob? So you want to have this executive voice. And reality, like, I'm not sure if you guys watched one of these videos from our friend RG Bates. He would suggest like literally to have this mindset that you guys have like $500,000 in your pocket. So I think a lot of people understand what I'm talking about. But you want to have this like mentality that you have $500,000 in your pocket, and like they should be interested to make a deal with you. Of course, you shouldn't be like rude or something like that. Like you should be, respectful, ask the right questions. But in reality, it's like you're in charge. I mean, they sell, you buy. That's being a buyer is a great thing. Like if you ever try to work with buyers I mean, Gene works for IBM and like for CNS and all this type of dudes. I mean, he knows how is it to talk to buyers. So it ain't easy. So you want to have this mentality and just say, hey, this is so I understand what you guys do. Are you interested to make a deal? So I'm so and so. And when you have this authority voice and you have your approach, and this was like confirmed by plenty of people that I know, and they told me like how they do it, like with successful cases. I mean, that's the best strategies they have.
Yuri, we've got a request for the link. We need the same link, but for the statewide leads, the 119 package also. Someone's asking for that. So let's see how quick you can whip that up.
Okay, so give me 1 second. You want to do like 10 or 5?
7. Super. Well, dude, this was incredible. This was awesome. I think we did very well in keeping the audience here. Okay, which is a good scorecard for me, but it's a scorecard for you because you're the ones that showed up, that got all of this advice, and that I've collected over the couple of years of us doing this, right? And I hope you get to put it to good use, and you're really crushing it with this platform, because so many people are, and you have no reason not to be one of them. Especially since I'm sharing with you the stuff that all the other people made the mistakes. You should not repeat those mistakes. Okay, so have a bunch of multiple closing strategies. Okay, at least novation and wholesale. Okay, and after this call, we'll send all the novation stuff to you guys. And then if you also pick up the package, one of the packages, we'll also send you the hedge fund buyers, and we'll also send you the hedge fund list, and we'll also send you the cash buyers. And so We're going to help you with all of the stuff that you need, okay, to close it, to get it over the finish line, okay, with all the stuff that's in our possession. But it's up to you to actually have the desire to have two or more closing strategies under your belt. But at least novation and wholesale you got to have, okay, and then you got to have a way to convert retail leads that don't go into novation. Really, that's the perfect formula. And if you live transfer that thing to an agent, or you get back on the phone with that seller that you were talking to, right? Because you already did that job of rapport building. If that agent calls them cold, and there's no guarantee that they call them soon, right? By doing that transfer, you already built the rapport. So even if you have to call them back, it's like, hey, I've got my friend on the phone now. Boom, click. You guys are together now. Sweet. That listing is 80% chance of success of that being a listing. Even if that person has a sister that's an agent, it doesn't really matter. First listing appointment wins the listing 80% of the time. So make sure, like, and I'm not even talking about speed to lead leads. All of the other leads that you got in your CRM, if you wanted an agent and you sent it to some agent or you didn't even touch it, you wasted a ton of money. Okay. Do we call from our personal number or is the number provided? Jesus, thank you very much for asking. You call from your number. We don't provide numbers. We do provide an SMS messenger inside of each lead. It's kind of an old thing that we did at first that we kind of kept, but you can use it. So there's an SMS messenger inside of each lead that you can use. It works from the app. It works from the iPhone app. It works from the Android app. It works from just about everywhere, which will basically SMS these people, the seller. You can text back and forth with them via SMS. You know what? You know what's a good use case for that? So inside of each lead, when you go to each lead, there's a thing, start SMS conversation with the seller, and then also on iSpeed, there's a thing there where you can actually there's like basically like an SMS messenger thing here, right? So there's an SMS messenger, like boom, 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 boom. See, like all these people are talking with actual sellers right now. Okay, I won't show you the details of that. Oh shit, remove that from the screen. Oops, sorry. Those are SMS conversations that actual customers are having. But you can use SMS Messenger, but the numbers you have to use your own. And if you're new to wholesaling or you're new to business and you call a lot from your personal phone, it's going to get marked as spam. Okay, so on the iPhone, if you ever get a call and it says potential spam, okay, if you call people a lot from your phone, that's what your phone is going to show up as. Okay, so we have here and there we get a refund request, and the person's like, the seller's not picking up. Okay, we call the seller's picking up. Okay, that's because we use we use call tools, and then we use justcall.io, and then we use call tools also. I forget for which team is using which, but cold calling team is using Just Call, and then sales inside sales team is using Just Call. And so we change the numbers all the time before we talk to anybody because it's going to show up as spam. Okay, so make sure you don't do that. Your number is going to get shot if you keep using the same number. Okay.
Right. So and that's the general recommendation, guys. Set up some good systems for yourself, like how you call, how you text, because in order to get this stuff done, you gotta stay persistent. It's one of the advice I give all the time. I mean, that's why people that worked previously in sales, according to my experience, they do best on our platform. Like whoever I talked to, like, oh, I closed those deals. I had like some ridiculous case, like I closed a dude whose lead was bought 7 times or something. I said, what did you do previously? I was like insurance sales guy, or like I was the car salesman or something like that. So, and one of the like definite thing, like those guys, first of all, they have they had enough of trainings, of course, and second, like they just stay freaking persistent. Like I know the guy who told me like close one of my biggest deals, it was like 50K, and I had like 40 phone calls, like 4 live conversations before I closed the deal, and I was just told, even though my deal wasn't the best, but I was the most persistent one. So you want to stay with that. And Danny asked about SMS. How do you know if they didn't block the number or not? Just try to call. even if I will get like SMS lead, I will probably call first or something just to see if I can get someone on the phone, because I just think when you have a good conversation, you have a good scripts, when you talk to people, it's way easier to build some rapport and get this feel across. If you don't have like good voice, train enough, probably you should stick to SMS. But I mean, wholesaling, like two things you want to make it clear. You want to have some good script. You want to know what you do and just get the things done. Yeah, guys, any other questions? So again, the offers that we sent today. So for statewide leads, it's just state leads. You can check it out right now on the screen. If you want national at 59, it's 10 national on the screen now. And if you just want three at 100, here is another one. And we are going to be
Yuri, I think 10 national is not working. It's going to some other link. So something wrong with Bitly. And state leads is working. 10 national link is having an issue.
Does it go? Where does it go? Some
It
porn
goes
website?
It's someone else's. Like it's someone else's.
I hope they give me some commission at least. What the hell?
Yeah. So just fix it to something else, Yuri, and let's give it to folks before we close out here, because we're about to sign off here. Maybe do 10 national 10 or something like that. Something that makes it unique. I don't know. Maybe it's a caps issue. Like it
works. It's national from capital. It didn't allow me to try the small one. It told me
yes,
it's
because it already exists. Yeah, I generally with Bitly, I generally don't bother with any kind of caps because people forget about it. So I just pick some other thing. But yeah, the national is with a cap because we
big N, guys. It's a big one.
Yeah.
So,
but if you want to customize your package, let's say you don't want just 10 leads for 59, you want 50 of those because you're like, hey, I want them to increase the price on that later, whatever. Just grab 59 of them, 59 nationwide leads, and so, or you want statewide leads for 119. You want to get a bunch of them. You can just call Yuri, contact Yuri. His number is right under his ticker there. His little name tag thingy, okay? And so see if they're bigger like this. No, same size, but you can grab it right from there. There we go, boom. And my
guys,
phone number I won't give to you because I get phone calls like every 10 minutes and I have to ignore most of them because
actually, guys, if you also call me and you want buy it from Gene, I will hook him up for the call. He just told me that he wants to be more involved for calls. I told him I'll bring him 10 people that want to buy some big packages.
I miss the sales calls, man. I miss that. I miss that stuff. I miss dropping in on sales calls.
And this is another thing and again, thank you for everyone who showed up today. We really appreciate that. So we are going to be, we will try to be committed. No, we'll try is a loser word. So we will be committed to making more streams like that and, webinars to share more about experience. We are going to, I'm not sure if anyone saw that, but we just did live calling. We got a hold of some people and dudes and still it like anyone can come if you have some special strategies that you do. If you want to test it out, I mean, we're going to give you some leads. You can call them, you can just show how you do that. Ideally, please come prepared because we want to use it as great example how you do things, plus good advertising for you either way. We're going to get more traffic on what we do, so come and join. We've also planned some of the new things launching in 2024, like freaking exciting things, and like connected to cash buyers, fixed price mode for like everyone or something like that. So we will have like lots of things coming to the market. And last thing I just wanted to tell you guys, even if you don't call me regarding the packages or something like that, we will be calling you. So that's
As everybody
so
should be doing. You should be
So-
hitting the phones, man.
right. So that's Yuri. What's your time zone? I'm typically sticking to Eastern, but I was based out of Clackamas, Oregon for a while, so I can stay like till late. So especially I like watching football, so I will watch every Monday night game and all this type of stuff. So you can get a hold of me anytime. So and
Super.
yeah, it was nice to see you all. Thank you, Gene, for running the show today, and we'll keep bringing you on. Like guys, if you have any questions, feel free to text me. I see some people booked some calls with me for next week. We will be distributing like leads and packages, all this type of thing, and setups during next 24 hours. This is how much protein takes. And
Another thing, I think before I forget, you know what? Anybody that picks up any one of these packages below, whether it's 3 hot leads, state leads, or 10 national with a capital N, we're also going to give you 1 month free premium subscription. If you grab one of these today, if you're like on the edge, you're like, hey, I want to try it. I want to give you every excuse possible. We're also going to hook you up with free 30 days of premium subscription. It actually is going to be a free trial extension. So I think it won't even, if you don't want it to renew, if you're like, I hate subscriptions, no subscriptions for me. I'm on a subscription diet. I'm subscription kosher. I'm subscription halal. I'm not doing them. You won't even get charged at the end of the month, but you still get 30 days of the subscription. Okay. So with any one of these packages below. All right. I'm being
this
too
is the last.
salesy. I'm starting to get too salesy. Yuri, I'm starting to get into like pushing products. This was not the point here to sell shit.
But
right?
if you want to push one, if I need to push one thing, guys, I'll tell you, premium is the go-to thing. People really underestimate how much is it important to see repairs in advance, because sometimes you can get pristine condition home and type of house, for example. And with premium, you can see like stuff, even like zip codes or something. So but especially if you plan to get like volumes and you value your time, even though like you got a coupon, you feel good about that, you just want to get a big bunch of leads. So again, you want to still be effective, and this is where premium helps. So yeah, definitely, if you just take a package today, and we'll just stay in touch. So yeah, thank you everyone who showed up, and thank you for being iSpeed to leaders. So that's
I
how we
speak to
call it
leaders.
right
I
now.
love that. You
So
came up with that, right?
no,
That's
actually,
cool.
it was about our truck friend.
Oh,
So
really? No
I think
shit.
he told it. Yeah, I think he told it. I was like, you should call a group like iSpeed to leaders. I'm like, yeah, that's a freaking nice name for a
Kinda
Facebook group.
corny. It's kind of corny, but it's just corny enough where it's not too corny. Gracias. Okay. Grazie. Arrivederci. Buenos dias and buenas noches.
Thanks everyone. Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you very much, Yuri.
You
Great
too.
spending time with you guys. Do we email support for the list after
No,
we
it
buy?
will be distributed. It will be sent from my email, yuri@ispeedtolead.com.
Yeah. Yuri
We'll
will take
also-
care of all that. Yuri, remember
Right.
there's 2 hedge fund lists, Yuri. We got to send them both. Remember
Yeah,
that.
cool. Mhm.
Yep. Thank you. Guys, freaking love you. Cheers, everybody. See
Bye.
you.
I guess that's all we forgot to say. Happy New Year, guys, and all the best in 2024. Peace out.